Solano College is using an Excel file here to review a final planning proposal, a program for design of a new building. This building is a replacement for the old library complex, the old music drama building, and the additional space for new media complex. It's split into floors, so the first floor is the library complex and the spaces needed for it and the area, the square footage, as well as defining a floor type. This is based on the college's facility team and their definition of the floor types that would be good for these uses based on the historical records of managing these facilities. The Excel file itself, you can easily add new name right there. You can actually edit the name right there and even change the square footage if needed. Um, Obviously, an Excel file is relatively simple to use with this type of structure here. So on the third floor, there's a media lab. So for example, if I wanted to put an office on the third floor and call this office 304 and say it's 120 square feet, and it has a floor type of, let's say number 6, which is, actually number 2 would be carpet. And I save this file as an Excel file and keep on adding as many spaces as needed. So from an owner's perspective, I can define the program in an Excel. I'm building up the data that would go into a BIM, so let's now take it into BIM. This is the ONUMA system, the Fusion version, Fusion CCCGIS ONUMA system. A campus map of Solano. Blue are existing building, greens are buildings that are scheduled for renovation. And I'm going to go ahead and hit import on the lower right. And import from that Excel spreadsheet. Find Excel spreadsheet. There it is right there. Choose that. Import. Takes a few seconds. There it is, 3-story building. There's the office that I just added, 120 square feet. This is in BIM now, so I could say this is an FPP media library. Hit proceed. Now it pulls from that Excel file into the Fusion CCCGIS ONUMA system. Places it in a default location on the lower left of the site. There's the block right there. Turn on the name here, you can actually see there's a media library block. So now as the district, what I'm going to do is, this is actually, if I layer this on and off, you can actually see that there is a GIS layer here. So I can say I'm going to turn on the GIS layer and I'm going to turn on the site components and decide an initial proposed location for this building. And this parking lot looks like it might be one that we could recommend a new building in and possibly building a new parking structure to accommodate the increased load that might go on here. So there's the building. We could even change the shape of the building. This building actually on the inside, there's going to be spaces if we open them up all from the Excel file. This is the footprint of the building. Let's say we want to do that. Oh, but let's check one thing. Let's turn on the GIS layer coming from CCCGIS of the 100-year floodplain map. And there we see there's a blue section here. And if we place the building here, obviously that's going to be a potential problem. So we might actually recommend let's move the building up here. So now if we open up this building, double click on it and say open. Now we see the spaces that came from Excel. These are all the with the right size and the name associated with it. And I could also even grab things and move them around. Let's say I want to make an initial recommendation of how we want these spaces arranged. So you can quickly just drag and move them into position. If I hit report, even at this early stage, there's a footprint of the building. I hit building report. Creates a report of this building that just came in from Excel. So there's a 3-story building with a barcode that shows what's on each floor, the room use, and the floor type. Here you can see it says linoleum on the second floor is this many square feet. Carpet on the first floor is 18,000 square feet. And space utilization and room use codes. On the left, it shows the initial even cost based on default construction values and areas of the building, as well as estimated utility usage based on historical data or user entries. That's calculating the estimated values and even operations and maintenance cost based on the college's historical data that could possibly be put in here and associated with the different types of spaces. So you're seeing the total cost, estimated cost obviously at this stage, of what it would take to not only design and construct it, but also operate this building for energy and operations maintenance. So if we go here now and say, let's look at this in 3D, it zooms into Solano. There's the parking lot. We zoom into the parking lot. We see the floor slabs there, and the little blocks are the spaces that we had just defined. And these spaces in Google Earth even, they have attributes associated with them. So it's giving us names of the space. There's a media library. There's a data processing center. And this is building information modeling. Obviously, it's still at the blocking stage, but it has all the elements that can be handed off to another design team to continue with the work, or keep it at this level for master planning purposes. So there's a whole campus we could turn the rest of the buildings onto if we want. And that's a summary of how you would quickly create a planning proposal for a new building on the Solano campus.